Now I want to welcome a very special guest to the Arrowhead Addict podcast. You might remember him. He played quarterback for your Chiefs for 5 years from 2013 to 17, turned a pretty bad franchise into a really good one. Alex Smith, welcome to the pod, man. Appreciate you coming on. Let's get it right at the top. You're working with Gatorade here. You're doing something pretty unique, pretty special. I know you're going to be virtually dropping in with Mission Viejo High School out in LA. Just explain a little bit of what you're doing. It's pretty interesting how they're going to use some sweat technology to help athletes.
Yeah, man, I think this is the first of its kind. It's a game changer, to have something like this, the convenience of it. Literally, now you can slap this patch on, go to practice, go do your workout, whatever it is, grab your phone and scan the patch and get personalized information and data about your hydration, about your refueling. I think it's insane that technology and science has come this far, pumped that Gatorade's putting this out. So it was fun. Yeah, I visited with Mission Viejo a little earlier. They're testing them out today at practice. So I was telling them the story. I remember specifically, especially in Kansas City, I do remember Rick Burkholder, the trainer there, and Gatorade came in and we're going to do this personalized sweat test for a bunch of guys on the team. And I think there were like 5 of us that got selected. And of course, it was like Jamal Charles and Travis Kelce and me and, like very specific players. But stick these patches all over your body. You had to put this like giant Bane mask on your face, and you jumped on a treadmill, and we ran on you had to run on a treadmill for like half an hour. And then they collected these patches, they sent them off to a lab, and you got your information weeks later, about what kind of sweater you were, as far as like your personalized sweat profile, so that you could get personalized hydration, for the rest of your, certainly that year career, moving forward. All of that said, now you literally just slap a patch on, go to practice and scan it when you're done with your phone. Now, anybody, certainly a ton of amateur athletes, can get the exact same personalized data that usually only the most elite athletes had access to. And I think it's because of this kind of advancement and a wearable and in science. So really cool. I think people will be surprised to find out how different they are from person to person as far as these sweat profiles go and what you need and what your body's looking for.
Yeah, a half hour on the treadmill. My profile would have been an ambulance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too.
Geez. Yeah. But look, you mentioned Travis Kelce. I wanted to ask you about him. He might be tracking toward being the greatest tight end in NFL history. He's already a Hall of Fame player. You saw him when he came in as a rookie, 3rd round pick out of Cincinnati, and obviously progressing into the All-Pro he is now. What did you see from his maturation from coming in? Because he was kind of a different dude when he first got there, and now it seems like he's really been one of the leaders of the team.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think Kelce's doing stuff at Kelce. I can't. Have you guys figured that out yet? The last name thing.
I don't know that he's.
I was giving him a hard time. I'm not sure he does either. But yeah, I mean, I think no doubt he's on a trajectory that nobody at tight end has ever had, to have that kind of consistency year in, year out, to the start of a career. Yeah, Kelce was definitely a different personality when he came in. He was kind of dealing with an injury. He didn't really even play that first year, ended up having knee surgery that was kind of bothering him and nagging him. But yeah, Trav had a little knucklehead in him. I think, still kind of finding his way, as we all do, especially as young players in this league. But to see his maturation, I think, and for him to find the balance. And I really do give a lot of credit to Coach Reed and just kind of the environment there, where it wasn't about trying to put the clamps on a guy like Travis and his personality. I think instead just kind of trying to refine it, that he could find a balance, that he can be a leader, but he can still be crazy and silly and have fun, be goofy. But that's what makes him him. That's what makes him unique. And I think he's really thrived in an environment like that Coach Reed's kind of created, about embracing your personality, being yourself. And it's been fun to watch, because he's such a unique person on top of being an amazing player. And it's fun to see him play with that kind of emotion, to wear it. And like I said, to have really matured and grown into a leader. I recently got to visit the team, and it was crazy to hear. I mean, Travis is the most tenured guy on the team, as far as Kansas City years. And just kind of a sign of how far he's come. And what he means to that team, and someone I think that everybody kind of feeds off of. But to see him kind of grow into that leadership role has been really cool from afar.
Yeah, he's definitely on a Hall of Fame track. Alex, your old team, the Chiefs, they're a rough start to the season. Tough loss last night, but particularly I know you're an analyst now with ESPN, so you're tapped into everything. They've been struggling on defense, and we work a lot with the fans, and they're starting to worry. You've been on teams that have started slow and rebounded. What is your advice to Chiefs fans that feel like the sky is falling for their favorite team after just 2 weeks?
Well, I think that's a bit crazy. One fluke fumble away from being 2-0 against two playoff teams. The second one was on the road, last night in a hostile environment. And, like I said, one fluke play from everybody being, really happy at this point. I think knowing what kind of leader Spags is, knowing what kind of leader Tyrann Mathieu is on that side of the ball, I think they're going to get it figured out. I think you do have to give a lot of credit to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They lost the opening week. It was a must-win game for them. I don't know if you guys saw in the locker room, even post-game, John Harbaugh, some of his comments like that. That was about as big as a must-win game you get week 2 ever in the NFL. They really, I think, had their backs up against the wall, which is crazy to say 2 weeks in. So I don't think it's cause for overreaction in Kansas City. I think Spags and that side of the ball are going to get it figured out. And I think the offense is so good that really that defensive side of the ball needs to be opportunistic. They need to make plays here and there. They need to come up with some stops, create some turnovers. I think you saw that last night. I don't think that wasn't there. I think they were playing a really good unit on offense with Lamar, a very unique, offense. They're hard to prepare for, the Ravens. They play a style and an offensive scheme that nobody else in the NFL plays. So I don't think it's cause for overreaction. I think it's early on. I want to see improvement over the course of the season, week in, week out from that defensive side. I think that's going to be far more important and telling come, December and January than anything else.
I got to ask, everybody I'm sure asks you about Mahomes, right? I mean, you guys, obviously, everybody knows he came in 2017, sat behind it for a year. He's been really complimentary of you and vice versa. Everybody talks about Mahomes like he's perfect, right? Like he's a great basketball player and he's a great baseball player and he's obviously a great football player. I want you to give me something that he's not good at. What is he not? Does he have terrible penmanship? Is he actually secretly terrible at basketball with the hoop in the locker room? Like what is he not good at?
I don't know if he's improved on this, but he can't order a steak. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well done with ketchup. Hopefully he's grown from that. From my days, I used to give him a really hard time at a bunch of our QB dinners. No, I think the amazing thing about Patrick that I think it's important for young kids and listeners to understand out there. Patrick is not afraid of competition. He's not scared of losing. Like he will jump into anything and everything, and he doesn't blink because he loves to compete. But it's like Jordan taking the last shot thing. Like, yeah, he makes a bunch of them, but he missed a ton too. And you can't be afraid of missing to take that shot, And I think that's the thing about Patrick. Like he loves to play. Is he perfect? Heck no. Are you kidding? The quarterback tradition there was we would play Chiefs on that basketball hoop in the locker room. So instead of horse, you played Chiefs. Patrick's got some game. He does have some basketball game. I'm not going to deny him that. So I don't want to. He is a pretty good player. But he's definitely not perfect. I definitely got him more often than not on the goalpost game. He could use work there. But yeah, I think I'd say that. Like Patrick just loves competition. He's like, in a way it's like endearing. Like come in, he's not trying to pretend something he's not. He loves sports. He loves ball. He grew up around his dad and baseball. Like he loves competing.
Last thing, I know we got about 30 seconds left. Your favorite game playing as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Gosh, there's probably a few if I had to pick one. Certainly the big playoff win, and then however long that drought was a big one. The home opener against the Chargers, leading that comeback was a big win. And then certainly, beating the Patriots. I think it was the following year when they were unveiling their banner and everybody was talking about them going 16-0. It was kind of fun to, I think, shock the country a little bit with that game. Those are a few that come to mind.
All right. Well, Alex Smith, thank you so much for joining the Arrowhead Addict podcast, giving us a few minutes, of course, working with Gatorade, the GX sweat patch, helping athletes figure out how to hydrate best to keep themselves in the right shape, keep themselves healthy. Alex, appreciate it so much, man. Best of luck this year with ESPN. I hope to talk to you down the road.
Thanks, fellas. Good talking with you.